Married to Love Season 2, the reunion part 2. This is the finale, guys. Do you think anyone found true love this season? I am wearing my true love shirt and I'm wearing my love earrings. And I just want to know, do you think any of the couples found true love? I know Tommy said there are 7 couples, and I'm trying to figure out how did we get to 7 couples, the lucky 7 who have made it. I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. Welcome back to Church Girls Want to Get Married To. My name is Janice. Janice Hilton Thompson it is. And I'm trying to figure out all this. 7 couples. How about you? What do you think? Do you think that any of the couples found true love, real love this season? Now, I know I haven't done a review in a while because I think I do so many other videos because there's so many other content that I want to touch on that I feel as if you got a review anyways. But since this is the last show of season 2, I just wanted to touch on a few things, mainly perception, right? Perception. And I made sure I asked my husband, like, what's your idea of perception before I came to do this video? So when we talk about perception, right, it's important to understand that we see different things. We perceive different things. Our perception is based through the lenses that we look through, our life experiences, and so many factors, so many other factors that help us to form our perception. So I was flipping through my notebook. I have all the notes on each person and the couples throughout the season. And of course, I've said a few other things in a few other videos in reference to some of the people. And I couldn't help but think about perception. When Tanya came on, she said, you know, she has it all. She has a great life, and she just doesn't understand why she hasn't been able to find true love, to find that guy that's just going to love her for her and who she is. And then she thought she found him, Mario. She even called him his king. And you know, ladies, I always say, beware of giving a man a title before you actually find out if he's what you think that he is. Okay, so we know what happened with Mario and Tandy, and we know the whole situation with Reva, and I've said all through season that I thought Mario and Reva was a better match, okay? Now, I have also said that the way Mario and Reva told us and everybody was extremely ungentlemanlike for him in reference to Tandy, because he should have had a conversation with Tandy before the show, so she didn't have to find out the way she did. And again, perception, going back, talking about perception. So I'm going to be talking about perception throughout this review. And I had my husband to watch with me what I was doing while I was watching again to take notes, because I wanted his opinion on a few things, perception. So it begins with Mario getting up and going over to Reva, and Tandy said, wait a second, you and Reva are together? And he said, yes, we are. No, we agree. This was wrong. The way he did it, absolutely wrong. I didn't like Reva's behavior and the way she was acting. The best woman won. Absolutely wrong, wrong, wrong. Aisha, I don't know how many of you caught it, but Aisha said, this Atlanta. This how they do in Atlanta. She basically said, this is Atlanta. In other words, this is how they do it down here. Now, a lot of us are like, not us, not me. A lot of people are like, how could you be with her and then you break up with her and a week or 2 later, you're with her, and how is that? It's all about perception, guys. Especially ladies, single ladies who are dating for marriage, I want you to understand that women are different from men. The way we see things are different. The way we hear things are different. The way we understand things are different. The way men do things and we think you shouldn't have done it that way is different. And so Mario said, we was broken up. I asked my husband, what you think? He said, they were broken up. See, for us ladies, we're getting all emotional and we think that, oh, 6 months before you go date the other girl. And because for us, it's a cycle, not a cycle, but it's a journey, right? It's a journey of getting over the guy. And, okay, it's been 6 months, so now you can go talk to somebody else. And for guys, it's not really that way, right? They could get up out of the bed with you, break up with you, and get up, take a shower, get up, and go fall in love with the other girl, just because they're different from the way we are. Okay. Tanya says sloppy seconds train. And I'm thinking, well, unless you're a virgin, we're all sloppy seconds. I don't know. What did you guys think about that? Maria said this is no sloppy seconds right here. And Tanya said something, you're going to look like that to your daughter. So this is Tanya trying to make a connection with Mario for him to understand, okay, this is how you're going to look towards your daughter. You left one woman, then you jumped in the bed with the other woman. And I did not like what Ruth said. Best woman won. I really didn't like that. I think it was just so unladylike. So they went on a break, and Tanya says she has no respect for a man that can do that, right? I just think that men and women are different. Okay. We have this woman, we want to go through it and we want to talk about it and we want closure, and men don't really give closure. They just kind of get up and move on because they're just different than we are. Okay? So the men are talking. Jimmy was like, I ain't know nothing about it. And let me go back and say, Jimmy, I was so proud of you when you really and truly apologized to Kimber. I thought it was genuine. Your apology was genuine. The second apology, that is, was extremely genuine. And I think after seeing yourself and really hearing what people have to say, you genuinely understood what she was saying. See, to you, it was like, oh, let's just talk about it. But to her, she was like, no. That perception. Going back to perception, how we are different and how you want to bring it out in the open. And she's like, well, I spoke to you about that in private. So, Jimmy, I absolutely appreciate the apology. So the men were talking in the back. Jimmy was like, didn't know. Terrell was like, this is the journey. This is what I'm talking about, the perception of how we perceive things differently. Terrell, I was very impressed. He said, this is the journey we're all on, right? Pico's like, first choice, play 2 months. Carrie, no matter what, it's messed up, right? Even if it's 6 months, a year, people's perception of Mario leaving Tandy to go with Reva, it would still be foul and it would still be messed up, especially to us women, okay? And then London also said it was foul, but I don't know why he's talking, because he's foul. Okay, lying London. Ashima and Tandy talk. And Ashima's like, y'all been on trips, been to each other's house. Ashima took her earrings off, and my husband turned to me and said, baby, you don't have no clip-on earrings, do you? I was like, no. Perception. But I do have these love earrings on. Perception, right? I was so very disappointed, Shima, taking off the earrings. You was ready to fight. No, but we do not fight over men. We just walk away. And that's something as women we need to do. Walk away. Okay, don't be going back and forth with them. Don't argue with them. Don't ask for closure. Don't ask for no explanation. Just move on. Okay, because when we're asking for closure, we're fighting, then we are the bitter black woman, and they're like, bye, let's just move on. Okay. Tana says she's a firm believer in karma, and a lot of people are saying that in reference to Mario and Reva. Again, I don't have a problem with them being together. I just hate how they did it. I thought they were a better match from the beginning. I think Tandy is, like I've always said, she's the girl he meets at the club, drinks, swing on the bowl, do what they do. And then he goes home, he goes to the White House, he's going to take Reva just because perception. Okay. I think that Tandi is that girl he likes her, he likes a lot of things about her bubbling personality, but their core values are just different and it's just not the same. And again, ladies, perception. Okay. Now, Ashima said something I had to rewind. She said his cheap country and you don't look like Morris Chestnut because remember, you don't look like Morris Chestnut. Because remember, he said looks like Morris Chestnut, Kevin Hart. You don't have Kevin Hart's money, but he's almost there. So hold on to that because we're going to come back later in reference to this trip. And then Ashima said, if you can't get out, if you can't handle it, get you out the kitchen. I just don't think it's that he couldn't handle Tandi. It's their core values are just not the same. Tandi want to go out every night and spend money, and Mary is not like that. And I think even in dating, ladies, we try to make things work. That's not working. And sometimes we just need to walk away. It's not working. I do believe that there is somebody for everybody. I think there's a man out there that we will really love Tandi and appreciate her and love her for all of who she is. But if you go back to her interview, she asks, what's wrong? Why can't I find somebody? So she has a strong personality. She said, what is she doing wrong and that she deserves somebody? Call me, girl. I can help you, Tandi. I'll help you, girl. Okay. Back to Tommy. And Tommy said, y'all have some splaining to do. We needed to understand what happened. When did this happen? What is the timeline? Because timeline is very important. But timeline to me is not important to men. Y'all see John. John was on the show. And then John is married 4 weeks later. Timeline. I still don't understand that timeline, but we'll talk about that. Reva explained that Mario said they had a deep connection. They tried to make it work, but Tandi was doing a lot of fighting and arguing. Mario was liking Reva's pictures. Maybe he liked her from the beginning. And they just couldn't. It was just a lot of. This is what I'm talking about. When your core values are not the same, there's a lot of fighting and arguing, and you're going this way and she's going this way, and then it's like a tug and war. You're not even. It's like a seesaw. You're up, you down one day, up the other, and down the other. Okay. Tandi Tommy said Mario and Tandi, they went on a trip. Tandi and then Mario said, did you and Reva go on a trip? And they was like, yeah, we went to Cancun. We went to Mexico, Cancun. Tandi asked, who paid for the trip? So you know what that says to me, ladies, is that Tandi paid for the trip. And see, what we do when we are not a match, we try to do all these crazy things to try to make it work, but it's just not going to work, right? They're doing a lot of fighting. They're doing a lot of arguing. He probably don't want to spend any more money. And she said, well, I'll pay for the trip because we're trying to make it work and it's not exactly working, okay? And so a lot of times we try to do all this stuff to make it work, but it's just not working and it's just best to walk away and let it go, okay? Reva said he ain't cheap with me, so maybe he wants to spend money on the girl he wants to spend money on. Mm-hmm. Or maybe Tandi just wanted to spend too much money. Tandi then asked, you think that's hot? He said, I'm not trying to be hot. I just think the language is kind of too, I'm 42. Tandi is also 42, right? And the language is just, Tandi's 42. I'm 40, so I just turned 42 too. He says he's not trying to be hot. Trying to say your heart was here with me, and then after 2 weeks is over there. Perception. That is just how men are. They're not like us, okay? It took me 3 years to get over my college sweetheart. I'm crying and in the closet. 3 years. So my whole time I met my college sweetheart, my freshman year in college, we talked for about a year, dated, my father said he's not the one, you need to let him go. I spent my sophomore year, my junior year, half of my senior year crying over that man. And finally, when I done crying, the light was on half year through senior year, then that's when I really started to get myself together and try to date. But the damage was already done because, hello, your half year, you just a few more months to go. That's a good time, people say, to possibly meet your husband while you're in college. And I never met anyone. There were lots of guys who were interested in me, but my heart was so caught up with my college sweetheart. This is why I tell ladies, and I'm going to do another video on this, be open. 23 types of guys you might meet on social media. Be open. I had a lot of guys interested in me of all types of different nationality. Those Indian boys, they loved me, wanted to take me home to their mamas, and I said no. And some of them were Christians. Most of them were not Christians. It was like, no, back it up. Can't, marry, date a non-Christian guy. So when she said, you was over here and then 2 weeks over your heart over there, that's just they are. Men can just cut it off and it means absolutely nothing. Bye. We're still holding on and hanging on to what we had while they moved on and got married. So as ladies, I just want us to remember that men are different from we are. He's married. So I don't care if we was broken up for 5 minutes. We were broken up. See? She's thinking, oh, it's you was with me, and then 2 weeks later you're with Reva. And he was like, I don't care if it was 5 minutes. We were broken up. Ta-da! They're not like us. They don't hold on and hang on to stuff. 5 minutes, we're broken up. Next girl. Next! So then Tommy gave Tondi the final word. And she said, how you get them is how you lose them. Okay, which is true to some extent. And she said, you should have some more respect to me than that. And I totally agree. Again, the way he did it was absolutely wrong. It was just wrong. It was wrong. Ladies, I just want to tell you, if you are not respectable to yourself when you're dating the man, then, at the end, we're going to turn around and ask for respect. So this is why we have to remain respectable to ourselves. No, going back to Chika and Ashima, it's different, right? Because you need to have a certain respect for women in general. When we are dating and we do some things that is disrespectful to ourselves, and then we're asking for him to respect us. Okay, I'm not saying this is what Tondi did. I'm just saying in general. Okay, we can't be paying for trips and laying up and doing all of this stuff that is crazy and then say, well, I need you to respect me. Okay, not saying this is what Tondi do, but I just want to remember in dating, because they're looking at us and they're paying attention to us. And I think a lot of women, we don't understand that. We don't think that we have to pay attention to the things we do. Like my husband says, he knew I would not waste my money because he paid attention to how I spent my money when we were dating. Therefore, he knew that I would not waste his money, right? So because, see, perception, he's paying attention. Now, if I was a spendaholic, he probably would have broke up with me. And then I'm trying to figure out why you broke up with me. But his core value within him, he's like, ooh, she's a spendaholic. She gonna spend all my money buying $800 pockets, $500 shoes. So that's not something I want to do. So ladies, we have to be mindful of the picture that we paint of ourselves. Again, perception. Okay. Then Tommy switches over. He says something very powerful. He said, in dating, there are some unwritten rules. Absolutely. 23 types of guys you might meet on social media. What is dating? Dating is about gathering data so that you can make an informed decision. This is why I'm not mad that Tandy and Mario are together, and it might not work out, right? I'm not saying it's going to work out. It might not work out because they're gathering data. I'm mad at how he did it, but I'm not mad that they're together, okay? So then they talk about Carrie and Reva's text date, how he sent the text about, oh, we would cry out in a moment of passion. Why would you call me? Because everybody called him Cat Daddy. Reva was offended. But I think Reva forgot that she opened the door because she said, I don't know why he would text me that. We never had no conversation like that. Yes, you did, Reva. Flashback. When you met, I have all the notes here. When you met Carrie, you said how you get rid of stress, shooting range, church, and a good come. You opened the door. Ladies, perception. And initially, I said Carrie and Reva would make a good match. Reva is 44. Carrie is 51, even though he is an old 51. He's 51. Reva is 44, I believe. So I thought they would have made a good match. Reva is 43. I thought they would have made a good match, okay? But she believes that because Carrie came at her like that and he explained it, we don't buy it, Carrie, then that kind of threw her off. Now, that would have thrown me off too. But then I needed to think back, did I open the door? And I felt as if Reva opened the door for him to come at her like that. So ladies, the perception we give off and the things we say, we have to be mindful of that because he might perceive it as something else. Like, why would you say a good come to some man you just met? You don't know him. Now, I could understand the shooting range in church, but you should have kept the other part of it to yourself, Reva. I really appreciate Carrie taking ownership of that. He said there's a difference between intent versus impact. Oh, I just love that. Y'all know I love a man who can talk. And I really hope that Carrie will find someone for him. I don't think Alexus was it. Alexus is too young, and Alexus wants to have babies, okay? Mr. Celibate equal John. Check my other video I read from my book about all the guys in the show for season 2, and we said John was Mr. Celibate. Well, John came on the show and tell everybody he was celibate, and his idea of sex is when they are married. He was the first guy to vote it off. I guessed that him and Christine, masculine and aggressive, manly Christine. He was the first to vote it off, and he said the woman didn't recognize a real king. Well, John, you didn't show us any kingly behavior. You were talking only about being celibate, and this is something I say about those of us in the church. We don't know how to act, behave, and we don't know who we are outside of the church, which is why a lot of our kids, when they leave us at 18, 19 to go to college, they don't know how to act. They act crazy. They get high. They get in all kinds of stuff because we haven't taught them how to act, behave, and live outside of the church, outside of Sunday morning. And so while he's saying that the woman didn't recognize a real king, well, he didn't show them any kingly behavior. He was just talking about being celibate and versus talking about himself and who he is and how he treats a woman and so on and so forth, his views on marriage and stuff. He didn't show them that. He said when he voted off, he was able to really perceive or to see what he already has. He was juggling 5 ladies. Ladies, stop thinking you're the only one. My daddy said every man has somebody. Every man got him somebody he can call or something. So you see, John was juggling 5 ladies. Hello, you that want to meet one guy. All the ladies on the show met one guy and put all of their eggs in their basket, except for Alexus. She was dating several men, which is what we are to do. Problem with Alexus, she emotionally invested in London. And of course, I have always said I excused Ashima because Darren was the only guy that was interested in her. And that's because she has that girlfriend attitude and that girlfriend type. Okay, so Ashima's excused. But you see, little old John was dating 5 women. Okay, and so then he was able to kind of bring it down. He said he had 5 doors open. He was weighing his options. Ladies, men weigh their options. They weigh, they juggle, they have in their mind their perception of who they want and what they want. And then they see you, they meet you, and they weigh their options. This is why don't invest. Don't get emotionally invested. Don't put your heart and your emotions in them. Don't put all of your eggs in their one little flimsy, possibly full of full basket. Juggle 5 guys at one time, as they do. Okay? He said it wasn't love at the time. They were conversating. Okay? And don't say that word about my husband. Conversation, even though I use that word sometimes. And we know that is not a word. Okay? He got married 4 weeks ago. So wait a minute. How long was y'all engaged, John? So after the show, you went to propose and then engaged in a week and married? Did you go to the courthouse? Was it a big church wedding? What kind of wedding was it? I need details. And I'm still trying to understand the timeline. But ladies, that's a man for you. Okay? I don't know if that's going to work, though. Because I feel as if because John was kind of in his emotions that, he was like, well, let's just go ahead and get married. Tommy asks if he came on the show, John came on the show for an upgrade. Men look for upgrades sometimes. Just understand that. Maybe he was looking for an upgrade. He said no, kind of helping to recognize what he already had. That there was nothing better out there. But I think because he was rejected, men don't like to be rejected. That's another reason Maria went after Reva, because she was like, I'm checking out. They don't like to be rejected. Tika asked, would you have known she was your soulmate if you wasn't eliminated? He said he would have figured it out eventually. I don't believe in soulmates, by the way. Okay, too many people. Y'all had 10 soulmates. Too many. Aggressive, manly Christine yells up, I do divorces if you need me. John was like, I'm married. I'm happy. Goes on the break. Comes back and Tommy said, let's talk about the love square. And I added the lust spot. Okay. He did all the flashback of Divine begging London, with the strawberry and the whipped cream, and then I have a gift for you. And if they say if you had to ride off in the sunset, who would it be? Ladies, and I said this in my other review, stop begging the man to choose you. He will choose you if he wants you. And London did not choose Divine. He had no other option. Alexus was gone. What else was he going to do? And I really do believe if Alexus did not spend the night with Brent and didn't choose Brent, London would have chosen Alexus. I really do believe that. He didn't choose Divine. He ended up with Divine. But he didn't choose her, and that is definitely not going to work out. London wants to have his own football team, and Divine already have her own football team, and she's 44. She don't have any eggs left, okay? I just hate that Divine, but ride or die, that's what they do. Ride or die chicks will do all of that, okay? They said, how are they going with Lana and Divine? They are going good. They were in a panic mood after the show. Lana said things will come up. And I totally agree. He said the kiss with Brent, but he knows that Divine has his back. I hate that about Lana. I absolutely hate that. But that's what he's used to. That's the thought pocket that he's used to. See, Divine, and I did this in the other video about the different types of guy. Lana is double-minded. See, Divine is what he's used to. He's used to ride or die. He's used to them doing whatever they need to do. He's not used to Alexus will make him unsure that if he chooses her, is she going to choose him? He wants Alexus, but he still wants that ride or die attitude and all of that. Okay. He talks about she has his back. He's looking for trust and security. Excuse me, a man is to provide security for the woman, not the other way around. He needs trust and security. Now, I understand trust, but security? It ain't gonna work. He says he bought a house. She's great, and he's looking pretty. And instead of him kissing her, say, I don't want to mess up your lipstick. You're looking so pretty. Alexus and Brent, they're building their foundation. I like that. I don't think they're going to work out. I do think Brent is a fallback guy. And I don't think it's going to work out. And I also said Alexis' guy is not there. Not there at all. She's going to meet someone very, very nice. and who's going to do all the things that she needs and all the things she's looking for in a husband. But I don't think Brent is it, and I don't think London and Divine is it either. They were supposed to go on a trip to Miami, and it was messed up because of the hurricane. And I'm thinking, do we have a hurricane? But I'm in the Northeast, so maybe that kind of flew over my head. Tommy asked Divine about London seeing her as his ride or die chick. Say it all season. That's my ride or die. She said, she had to really think about that because that could be she could be taken advantage of. She was taken advantage of. And she will, as long as she stays in the relationship, because she's willing to put up with and deal with anything as long as she has her London. Alexus jumped in and said she felt the same way. I think she used the word energy. I don't like to use the word energy. She said she felt the same way, and that Divine will choose London no matter what. And this is exactly what I said when I read through of the guys through my book, how Divine is going to be, he's used to that. London is used to the thought pocket, okay, the ride or die. That's what he's used to. Women will do anything to have him, to be with him, anything like that. And so he knows that no matter what, Divine was going to choose him and be there for him and do the ride or die. He's unsure about Alexus. And that makes London uncomfortable and scared and afraid because he's not used to going out to after this girl that he has to put the work in. Because you don't have to do no work for Divine. Ride or dies, you don't have to do anything. You just show up and they'll give you everything. Alexus said he's unsure. London knew that Alexus wasn't going to straddle the fence. Well, Alexus, boo-boo, you straddle the fence all the way down to the cabin, okay? And in a way, I felt like they had to, with the exception of Darren. Darren held on to one woman from night one. London had two women, and I'm not mad at him straddling the fence because eventually he had to make a decision, and he still didn't make a decision. Alexus made the decision for him. That's what he's used to. Okay. Now, he said something very important. London said he never said who was number one or number two. We saw him telling Divine all the time how he would choose her. And in the real world, you don't say who's number one or number two, and I absolutely agree with that. Because, see, ladies, they're dating several girls at one time, so why are you putting all your eggs in one basket and praying and hoping that he's going to choose you? What happens if he chooses the other girl? So while he's dating several girls at one time, you need to be dating several guys at one time until he puts the ring on it, okay? When my husband told me he loved me, I was still going out with other guys because I wasn't finished getting all the data. And I'm not going to put all my eggs in one little basket and then poof. I finally kind of, when my father said to me, Janice, okay, now, let the other ones, he's it. This is it. He won. That was a few months before he proposed to me. Because I wasn't going to put all of my eggs in one basket. I learned that from a very early age. Divine had it twisted. She said she had it twisted, but she's only focused on when he chooses her. And I totally agree with that, Divine. All the things leading up to Alexus making the decision for London doesn't matter. She had a come to Jesus moment, and she's not mad at the dating stage. You see there, the dating stage, data gathering the data so that you can make an informed decision stage. And I totally agree with that. They went to the wine bar, then they took a break, went to the wine bar flashback about London and Divine and the strawberry. And London said, told Alexus, I never told her I chose her, but we saw London. Chose when he said, when London met Divine friends and she said, you said you would choose me. And London said, no, we didn't. No, I didn't say that. He said that. And we saw the flashback. So I believe the dinner, the kiss, the tow truck. He denied it all. He was never there. He never kissed her. He never paid for the tow truck. I mean, come on, London. We all know you're lying. And see, I would appreciate it a little bit more if you manned up and told the truth. Tommy asked Brent how he feels, and Brent was like, Jimmy in the back was like, say something. I know Jimmy would have went on. And Brent said Alexus told him about the kiss. Divine doesn't believe that London kissed. Divine don't believe nothing, basically. London say he didn't do it. I believe him. He didn't kiss her. I believe him. He didn't pay for the toll. I believe him. He wasn't on the three-way. I believe him. Ride or die. Tommy asked London if he kissed her. He said no. Alexus asked London, look at me and tell me you didn't kiss me. He was like, no. And she's asking, oh, we wasn't at the restaurant. Nope. Where is the cameras? Don't we have cameras and videos of all this stuff? Ashima said, we were all at my house, basically, and Darren, Ashima, Brent was waiting for Alexus. I don't understand how everybody left Alexus. If y'all was all at the club, at the restaurant, or the roof, everybody just drove off and leave. You didn't make sure everybody was coming. I don't understand it myself. And that Alexus told him. Alexus came in the house and told him what happened and that London kissed. And Alexus is saying this is a level of transparency and honesty. And London was like, nope. Nope. He says you're targeting things that it's important to him, like his image and character. Image, character. London, we saw you lying. I'm going to do a video on character. We saw you lying. She can't attack your image if your image is right. We saw you lying, so now she's coming after your character and how you were raised. And says, you're with Brett, right? Alexis like, you're wasting my time. And he was like, well, throughout the show, it was a waste of your time too, right? I think Lana is just as angry and bitter. Well, let me not use the word bitter to describe Alexis, but angry as Alexis that they are not together. Okay. Here go aggressive and manly Christine. Are they together? I mean, I meant to flash back to see if she liked Brett. I think she did like Brett. You know how she is. Thirsty, just thirsty, Christine. I think she did like Brent. Child, Brent is don't want to deal with no aggressive woman like Christine. We talk about aggressive and manly. That's Christine. Are they together? Chico was like, oh, Alexis, who's asking? I didn't like that, Alexis. I didn't like that, girl. I thought you lost all your femininity by the end of the show, girl. You gotta reclaim that. Christine says, I'm the asker. Does that sound familiar? Who's squirting me? I'm the squirter. She said it wasn't established. And as aggressive and manly as Christine is, I had to agree it was not established. Are they together? So Tommy said, are you together? Alexis was like, yes. Christine jumps in, Brent, are you together? He said, fixing his coat, we're dating. Alexis says something, we're not putting titles on it. And I have to agree with that. They are still dating because remember, this is all the way at the end of the show that her and Brett got together. Well, Brett became her fallback guy. And so now they are dating to see if things are coming together. But I'm assuming they've been doing more than dating if they was going on vacations and spending all this time together. In the break room, we see Kimber talking to Brett and, ask him, are he's okay? He's like, he's not good, but he's focusing on the future. And I can appreciate that. Okay, let's just focus on the future, where we're going. We've already done this. It is what it is. We're together. We're dating or whatever it is. Let's just focus on the future. Divine went over to Alexis and, talk about, appreciate it, keep it classy and blah, blah, blah. And I can say Divine, I will give you a little credit for that. Okay, but you probably was trying to shut Alexis up. Girl, don't say nothing else. Aisha, they said that Aisha was seen as too aggressive. I don't have her written down as too aggressive, okay? I like Aisha. I was rooting for Alexis, my number one, Ashima, Nina, Aisha, because they're, with the exception of Alexis, there were single moms, and I know it's very, 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 very hard for single moms to date. Nina just really disappointed me, like I just kicked her off the island. No more Ninas on the show, please. But I was really rooting for Aisha and Alexis. I did not think she was being extremely aggressive. I don't have that written down, but I think it goes back again to perception, because ladies, we have to understand, while some men like for us to shoot our shot, not all men like us to shoot our shot. And remember, From night one, she had her eyes on Brent. I like him. He tastes like divine wine, like genuine, and I don't even drink. So I think that was coming on a little bit too strong for Brent. And we saw that throughout the show that every woman that came onto him in a strong way, he kind of reject because he is not the type of man that likes a woman to pursue him or come at him and say, I like you, I want you. But that's again a woman putting their eggs in one basket. But then we saw some clips of Ashima and Michael. They didn't show us that. I would have appreciated seeing that. I would have appreciated seeing Nina and Terrell. I would have appreciated seeing Michael and Aisha. And I hate that they didn't show us that. Brent says he wouldn't say she was aggressive, but maybe pushy. Okay, so ladies, don't be pushy. Now, how do you let him know you're interested? I think you can let a guy know you're interested without being pushy or be perceived as aggressive. Okay, he said I was too slow to show interest back, but I just think that Brent was not interested. Remember, Brent was talking to Angie. And Aisha just came up and basically asked him out. And Angie's like, well, I'm not like that. I'm not going to do that. And this is how you let a guy know you're interested, what Angie did. Now, I would have appreciated seeing more of Angie. Unfortunately, she was voted off. So I want to see more of Angie next season, okay? So Kimber jumped in and said the hypocrisy is real and there is a double standard. Can we just accept that, ladies? The hypocrisy is real, and there is a double standards when it comes to men and women. And yes, we are living in this new millennial, this 2019, and we're going to go into 2020, and men and women are supposed to be the same, and we're supposed to be equal. But I just really think and believe that in some things we will never be equal because of perception and our innately most men don't like you approaching and being pushy and aggressive and I like you, I want you and all of that. A lot of men are not like that. Okay. A lot of men want to be the hunter and hunt and pursue and come talk to you and let them do the work and you either accept or deny. Now, some men like that. Some men like for you to shoot their shot. But most men don't like that. And I think we need to just understand that there is a hypocrisy. There is a double standard. Just accept it and try to work around it. Okay. I would have appreciated seeing the behind the scenes shot with Michael and Aisha. They are dating strong. She called him after she was terminated from the show, and he said, I can tell she's been through something, and that's what he's looking for. Okay. And Thomas said, is she your ride or die? And he says she's my ride or die. All these men looking for ride or dies, I don't know. I don't like it. He said he loves her. She is his teddy bear. That's cute. I'm happy for the happy couple. Then Tommy asks about the forecast. Ashima and Darren, it's real sunny. Ashima and Darren, I was really rooting for them, but I think that I don't know. I think that Ashima is willing to do a lot of compromising to keep Darren and to have him. And I just think that he's not willing to do half the compromising that she's willing to do. So I don't know if they're going to work out. I was really rooting for Ashima because she is that funny girl. You know, you ever have a friend that you're like, she's such a wonderful person. I don't know why, what's going on, why they can't meet anybody. That's Ashima. Ashima and Christine have the same problems, and I'm going to do a video of that. They don't know how to not be their job. Okay, they don't know how to not be their job, and that kind of turn guys off. And this is why they see Ashima as the girlfriend, the friend, the girl next door, but not necessarily someone they would date, except for Darren. Darren saw through it, and you know, there's a lot of stuff being said about Darren now, but okay. Lylan and Divine, they're going their own pace. I like that. He says, again, I just bought a home and he's trying to make it into a home, if you know what I mean. And Divine says she has some closet space in there. Somewhere. Mary and Reva, he said he got over the wall. He has been saying there's a wall up. Guys like walls. They want us to be a little bit mysterious. They want us to be alluring. Okay. They want to wonder or try to figure out. That's that hunter attitude or hunter nature that men have. They want to figure it out. They want to solve the puzzle. They want to get over the wall. Most men don't like easy women like Divine, and I'm sorry, Tandy. You know, they just put their feelings out there on the table. I like you. I want you. What is it going to be? You know what I mean? That most men don't like that. There are some men that like that, but most masculine men don't like that. They want to solve the problem. They want to figure it out. They want to jump over the wall. They want to see what's over the wall. They want to imagine what is under our shirt. They don't want you to show them. They want just enough, and then they'll figure it out. Okay. Tandy, Mario said he has deep feelings for her, and Tandy said that sounds familiar. That is the same thing he says to Tandy. Not because he said it to you, Tandy, doesn't mean he doesn't mean it for Reva. I'm just saying perception and how men and women are different. Tandy says she will meet someone who will love her and accept her for who she is, and that's what she said in the beginning. What's wrong with me? Why can't I meet somebody? That's because, Tandy, you keep choosing men who doesn't love you for you and who doesn't accept you for you. And you have to start to choose men who love you for you and accept you for you. You knew Mario didn't love you for you. You knew he wasn't choosing you for you. He wanted to, for lack of a better word, change you. So when you meet a man that is like that, you just have to walk on. Don't try to make it work. Don't try to pay for trips. Don't try to fight for it. In part 1, you were saying, she really fight for it. She fight for it. Everybody was saying how Tanya fight for it. But what was Mario do? Was he really fighting for it? Ladies, stop fighting for men who's not fighting for you. Okay? Mike and Aisha, she said this one black man don't cheat. You don't know that, Aisha. You don't have enough data, information to make a declaration that he don't cheat. You don't know. Okay? Mike says, Tommy, we talk about going to counseling. Ain't nothing wrong. I totally agree. Go to counseling before something is wrong. My husband and I, we go to counseling several times a year. This is 31st. We missed our last session. My husband has been feeling well. But go to counseling. Don't wait for something to be wrong. That's the mistake marriage people work. You wait for something to be wrong. Then you go. No. Go throughout the year so that you can address little things. And Tommy counts the couples, Reva and Mario. I don't think it's going to work. Aisha and Michael, still to be seen. Nina and Terrell, how? How did we get Nina and Terrell? They're going to win out? They ain't going to work. Nina need a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a life coach. Okay? Leave Terrell, leave Nina alone. Go repent of your sins and go church and find a nice church girl and stop in a hoe. Okay, Terrell? And then Kimber and Jimmy, go out for dinner, Kimber, but that's it. Walk away, child. You're going to have to do a whole lot of mothering with him. And Divine and London ain't going to work. Brent and Alexus ain't going to work. Ooh, my sun is coming through. I have my window open. All right, my beloveds. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this out. I have a couple more videos I want to do on Ready to Love Season 2. There's so much content. For a writer, this is a writer's dream. Lots of content in Ready to Love Season 2. So I have a few more videos I'm going to do. Remember, Married at First Sight begins tomorrow, January 1st. I absolutely love you and enjoy. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your comments are below. What do you think about what I said about perception? How we need to be mindful and careful of perception. And I am wishing all the couples true love, even though I don't think it's true love, but I wish them all the happiness. I hope that they all find someone that they can really love and grow with and have core values together, and that the ladies will choose men that will love them and accept them for who they are. Love you. Bye, my darlings. Bye, bye, beloveds. 1 John 4, 7, and 8. Beloved, let's love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loves is born of God. And know it's God, for he that loveth not knows not God, for God is love. So, beloved, let us love one another. 1 John 4, 7, and 8. Bye.